Hey, more trouble for healthcare exchanges. Aetna planning to exit 7 of 10 Obamacare plans, blaming heavy losses for the retreat. But Senator Liz Warren is actually suggesting that this move is retaliation for the government blocking its planned merger with Humana. To the Heritage Foundation Health Policy Senior Fellow Ed Haislmaier. Ed, Liz Warren, so I don't know what to say, but the fact of the matter is that these health insurers have been warning for a long time now that the way the risk is set up, the risk corridor is fading away, and the way people have not signed up to the way they thought, that they were losing a ton of money on these programs.
Right, and Aetna has probably been one of the more disciplined insurers in this whole exercise. I've been watching them now for 4 years. What was interesting is the first year they went into more states than anybody else, but they still didn't go into some states, New York, Maryland, Georgia, California, because they couldn't get rates approved that were high enough. So I think they've taken a very sensible, cautious approach. It's now with the, as you pointed out, with the subsidies going away, the extra subsidies going away next year, it's now kind of fish or cut bait time for these insurers. Now, they've got to make a decision.
Yeah, and we see more and more of them saying, okay, we're going to opt out, but you know, the public, does the public have a right to be upset to some degree with these health insurers who helped write this law, and they built in this sort of, this way of government reimbursing them for losses, and as soon as that option runs out, they cut and run?
Well, I can fault them to a certain extent on this as well. But, you know, the reality is if you looked at this legislation as I did at the beginning, you could see where this was going to go. And some of the insurers, by the way, looked at it, saw where it was going to go, and said, yeah, we can do that. So Centene and Molina are profitable. Why? Because they understood that where this was going, never mind all the eyewash and the propaganda out of the administration, this was going to turn into a giant high-risk pool for low-income sick people, and it's going to look like Medicaid. And so if you're a Medicaid managed care insurer like Centene and Molina, you know that you need to manage people, you need to keep them out of the ER. You need to do all sorts of things that some of these other insurers didn't really realize what they were getting into. So part of it was they were at the table. Part of it is I think some of them drank the Kool-Aid. I don't think that's true of Aetna, though. I think, and that's why Aetna is significant.
So what happens from here? I mean, we talk about these risk corridors, and how do you implement a plan that works?
Well, I mean, you're going to have to reopen this legislation and change the fundamental mistakes that they made in the design of it. And that's a political call, and frankly, it's really going to come down to Democrats deciding that the pain is too much. You know, they got killed electorally in 2010 and in 2014. You know, as time goes by, there are more Democrats in Congress who didn't vote for this, so they don't have to defend a vote. At some point, they got to say, hey, it's a quagmire, we got to get out. We got to extricate ourselves and reopen the bill. Once you do that, then there's a possibility for bipartisan solutions.
Well,
and at that point, it doesn't really matter.
The American public knows it's a disaster. So, I mean, whether they want to keep acting like it's not, it's up to them. Ed, thank you very much. We appreciate it.